Chapter 5.4, Day 2, Solving Radical Equations and Inequalities. Example number 4, solving an inequation with two radicals. So we are going to solve example A. Square root x plus 2 plus 1 equals square root 3 minus x. Our first step is to always have the radical symbol by itself, but in this case, we cannot have a radical symbol by itself because if you subtract 1 from here, it's going to attach with the other radical. So we just have to solve this by itself. This is a square root on both the sides. To remove the square root, we are going to take square on both sides. So we are going to take square root x plus 2 plus 1 square equals square root 3 minus x square. Now we are going to solve this part right here. They are going to be the same factor twice multiplied with each other. So this same factor, we're going to write it twice to multiply by each other. The other side is, this is a square root and this is a square. Square and square root cancel. So you're just left with 3 minus x. Now in this side, I'm going to do the FOIL. So x plus 2 square root times x plus 2 square root. And that's going to give you x plus 2 square root square. Now we are going to do is, so this time this would be 1 time x plus 2. Now we are going to distribute this one, 1 time x plus 2, and then the last one is 1 time 1, and that is plus 1 equals 3 minus x. So see again how we did it. We multiply this time this, x plus 2 times x plus 2 is x plus 2 square, and we're going to multiply this with 1. So 1 time x plus 2 is x plus 2. Now we're going to multiply 1 time x plus 2, 1 time 1. So you got the next two terms. Now for this one, the square and square root cancel, so you got x plus 2. You're going to combine these two terms. You're going to get 2 times x plus 2 square root plus 1 equals 3 minus x. Now this 2 is attached with x plus 2 square root, so we cannot do anything with that, but we can add 2 and 1, that is x plus 3 plus 2 times square root x plus 2 equals 3 minus x. Now we are going to subtract the x on both sides and negative 3 on both sides. So what do you get here? You get 2 square root x plus 2 that is left on this side, and on the other side you have 3 and 3 cancel, and negative x would be negative 2x. Now we're going to have the radical symbol by itself, so you're going to divide with 2 on both sides. So you get here is square root x plus 2 equals negative x. Now we are going to solve it further because we're going to remove the square root from this side. So we're going to take square on each side. So take a square on each side. Square root, square cancel. X plus 2 equals x squared. Now we're going to bring the equation into one side. So you're going to subtract x and subtract 2. The equation you got is x squared minus x minus 2 equals 0. Now to solve this, we're going to apply the cross method. So cross is, on the top you get negative 2, on the bottom you get negative 1. Two number you're looking for, when you multiply you get -2, when you add you get -1, are 2, -2 and 1. So the factors are x minus 2, x plus 1 equals 0. So the two numbers that are x values are 2 or x equals -1. We're going to check these two values one by one by plugging it into the given equation. Now we're going to check the two values plugging in into the main equation one by one. So the main equation is x plus 2 plus 1 equals 3 minus x square root. First we're going to check is x equals 2. So that's going to be 2 plus 2 plus 1, and that's going to be 3 minus 2, and that is here 4 plus 1, that is 2 plus 1, and in this case is 1. So 2 plus 1, that is 3, is not equal to 1, so that is not true. So it means that this is not going to be our solution for the problem. And now the next one is to check if x equals -1 is the solution. So that's -1 plus 2 plus 1. So I'm going to plug it in into the given equation. The x equals -1. Got here is square root 1 plus 1, and here is 4. 1 plus 1 equals 2, so 2 equals 2, that is true. So it means x equals 1 is -1 is a solution. So this is a solution, this is not a solution. Now we are going to discuss number 5, 6, and 7. For question number 5, you're going to take square on both sides. So first step is always to get the square root by itself. In this one, the square root is already isolated. We are going to remove this square root, so it means that we need to take square on both sides. So we're going to take a square root of 10x plus 6 and square on top of it, and x plus 3 square. Square and square root cancel. You got here is 10x plus 6, and on this side you're going to get x plus 3 times x plus 3. You're going to make a FOIL for this one, and you're going to get here is x squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 9, and on this side you got 10x plus 6. So 10x plus 6 equals x squared plus 6x plus 9. Now you're going to make this equation, and you're going to subtract both sides by 10x and -6. So -10x and -6. So the equation you got here is x squared minus 4x. So this is going to be minus 4x, and this is going to be plus 3. And the other side is equal to 0. So the equal to 0. Now we're going to make a cross to find the factors. Now we are going to make a cross. So the cross means that on the top you have positive 3, on the bottom -4. The two number you're looking for are going to be -3 times -1. When you add these two numbers you get -4, and when you multiply them you get positive 3. So the factors are going to x minus 3 times x minus 1 equals 0. So the two answer you got is x equals 3 or x equals 1. So we're going to check them one by one. So first thing you're going to do is to check x equals 3 by plugging it into the given equation. So this one is the given equation. I'm gonna use that. And we have here is 10 times 3 plus 6, and that is 3 plus 3 on the other side. This one is 30 plus 6. On the other side you get 6. Square root of 36 equals 6, so which is 6 equals 6, and that is true. So it means that x equals 3 is our solution. So this is yes. Now we're going to check is if x equals 1 is a solution by plugging it into the given equation. So what we get here is 10 times 1 plus 6, and that is 1 plus 3 on the other side. You got 16 equals 4. So 4 equals 4, that is true. So this one is also a solution. Next is you have a square root on both sides, which means you can take a square on both sides to get rid of the square root symbol, and then you're going to get the x value. So you got 2x plus 5 equals x plus 7. So this is a linear equation, means it's easy to solve. So you got x plus 5 equals 7. Subtract 5 on both sides, you got x equals 2. Now you're going to check this if this is a right answer by plugging it into the given equation. So 2 times 2 plus 5 equals 2 plus 7. So this is going to be 9. Square root of 9 equals square root 9. So 3 equals 3, which is true. So it means x equals 2 is our solution. For number 7, you have a square root on both sides, and you cannot isolate both the square root because there's number that should be with one of them. So you're going to square both sides, and you got here is x plus 6 square root minus 2 times square root x plus 6 minus 2 equals, you can cancel this, and you got x minus 2. You're going to get the FOIL here, so you're going to multiply this and this. So you got here is square root x plus 6 square, and then you're going to multiply this with negative 2. So negative 2 times square root x plus 6, negative 2 times square root x plus 6, and negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. So this square root and square cancel. X plus 6 minus 4 square root x plus 6 plus 4 equals x minus 2. You can combine the 6 and 4, and you can get here is x plus 10 minus 4 square root of x plus 6 equals x minus 2. Now you're going to isolate the square root, so negative x on both sides and negative 10 on both sides. So what you got here is going to be this cancel, negative 10 and 10 cancel, negative 4 square root x plus 6 equals x and x cancel equals negative 12, and then you're going to divide with negative 4. X plus 6 equals 3. Square both sides. X plus 6 equals 9, and x equals minus 6 on both sides. X equals 3 is your answer. Next is going to be a checking part. X equals 3, plug it into the given equation and see if the two sides are equal. So you got here is 9 minus 2, square root 9 minus 2 equals square root 1 3 minus 2 equals 1 and 1 equals 1, which is true. It means x equals 3 is your solution.